This is because Airsoft's an honor game. Who knows what honor is? Anybody? Anybody? Just spit it out.
Wait, what?
Honor. To respect somebody, that's important. Honor is a whole lot and culminated into one little word. Now, a lot of people don't think about it. That one little word takes on a whole entire life in itself. Honor is when we walk out on the field that no matter how bad of a day I've had, no matter how crappy work is, no matter how many chores your dad made you do, no matter how many dogs bit you, no matter how many times your brother threw your shoes in the wash, it all stays off the field. The second you cross that line on that field, you're all just there to play a simple game. How many it encompasses not going out there and yelling, "Hey, I hit you, I hit you." That's what referees are for, right? So if you're shooting at somebody and you don't think they're getting hit, instead of going, "Hey, I hit you, I know I hit you, you stupid idiot in the purple, whatever, blah, blah, blah," you know, don't go there. Just look around and go, "Admin, I think I'm hitting you. Can you please go over and check?" The admin's going to go over and do his job. That's what he gets paid for. You don't get paid to do that. You pay to come shoot somebody. You don't get paid to yell at somebody. So let the referee handle it. If you get hit, call your hit. If you think you got hit, if you think there's a remote chance, if you heard one bounce off you, you don't know whether it's a ricochet or not. Do you die when you get hit by a BB? No, I mean, do you die? Is your life going to end? Are you going to flatline? Exactly. There's this thing called respawn. How do you play Call of Duty? You do what when you get shot? Holy cow! Great concept. I wish it worked in real life, but it doesn't. You get to respawn. You think you get hit? Run back to the respawn. Run back out. Start shooting again. Right? 15 minutes of your life right there that you get to play Airsoft and shoot people, and it's legal. Okay? Why complain for 15 minutes? No! Shoot for 15 minutes.
Well, the other problem with complaining is you stop the whole game.
And then what you do is if I start yelling at him, now he's going to get mad.
Yeah.
Whenever you're around Airsoft, treat them as if they're real. Keep them in a gun bag if they're going anywhere. Keep them in a toolbox. Don't just carry them around like they're toy guns. We know they are, but not everybody else knows they are. They look very much real. Without that big flaming orange tip on them, they look very much real. And half the time, that orange tip, you can't see. So treat them as if they're real. I mean, even if you're playing in your backyard, you're playing in somebody else's house, make sure there's nobody around that's going to get injured. Make sure everybody's wearing the proper safety gear. It's a good sport, and we don't want to ruin it by somebody blazing around thinking they're Rambo, running into a convenience store. Hey, on the field in 100-degree Texas weather, what happens?
Dehydrated.
You get dehydrated very quickly. We don't like to find little bodies laying everywhere because we do pay by the pound, but it doesn't get expensive after all. Another good thing about these, you put a dead rag in them, on them, around them, or anything like that. Everybody knows what a dead rag is, right? Big old 10-inch red square. Yeah. Well, here's a little promotion for one of our people. You know, I'm not supposed to do this, but Elite Force has made this cool little thing so you don't have to stick it in your pocket where you can just pull it out on the field and there it is. Elite Force. God, it's still that's bad. I'm a winner. Okay, next piece. As we keep moving. Next one, helmets and hats. Now a lot of people go, why helmets and hats? Is anybody going to get in the forehead? A little piece of fabric does a lot of good. It'll keep you from getting dinged. When you're outside, it also does a nice thing. You can sun out of your eyes, you can sun off the back of your neck. Boonie covers are great for keeping it off your ears. Helmets, I love them to death, especially when you go into CQB courses. There's a lot of types. Helmets range anywhere from $30 up to $150, depending on what you use. And another good thing about it is when you go to some of these night courses or night games, you got real space to put anything from MVGs to flashlights, lasers, cameras, GoPros. And a lot of people are like, well, do you really use MVGs? There are games in AMS that go for 72 hours. Would you imagine playing Airsoft for 72 hours straight?
That'd be awesome.
It is until you're not the one carrying around night vision and everybody else has it. And you're out there going like this and everybody else is shooting you. Something to think about when you get older. Then you move out of your parents' house and you get a really good job and support them.
And support them.
Heck, I'm teaching my kids young, they're going to have the best real quick. I don't know if any of you have ever seen anybody get dehydrated and pass out, or anybody have seizures and go down. These vests have a drag handle on. We've used them before in the field. We've actually used vests made carrier out of 4 vests to get somebody transported from one end to the other. If anything ever happens in the field where somebody does get injured, I'm going to tell you right now, Airsoft is the biggest close-knit community in the world. We will drop down to the shirt off our back just to make sure you're safe. I've seen guys go get their personal vehicle, drive it through. Lord knows I will drive a vehicle through it just to get out to somebody who's hurt. If anyone ever gets hurt, stop what you're doing, call Blindman, call ceasefire, make sure everybody's okay. Because if some people start getting hurt, people are going to leave the sport. People leave the sport, you don't have anywhere to go shoot. Then you shoot your parents and they're shooting back. They probably have better guns and have more money. Yeah, not very cool. But it is. Just watch out for everybody, make sure everybody's safe. My favorite part, knowing your airsoft gun. Who can name all the parts of an airsoft?
Finger off the trigger.
Finger off the trigger. Where's the trigger? Anybody? Little black thing right there. We call it trigger. We call it kill spot. We call it sweetness. We call it don't touch until you're ready to hurt someone. Finger straight off of it. Now I can't use my index finger. I've had some injuries. I usually use my middle finger. They make this nice little groove right here, which we call the tip well. The reason is because your fingertip fits quite nicely right there. If you keep your hand like that until you're ready to play, you're good. Gun's still on safe, but even if it was on fire, it's not going anywhere because I can't pull the trigger as long as it's on that tip well. Tried a couple times. I know you're trying, but it's that nice little square piece right there that's going to hold your finger in. Okay? That is your first little bit of information. Don't touch that. You know what this is called? Trigger guard. Do you know they make different types of trigger guards? How many types of trigger guards do they make? 4 types of trigger guards. There's a winter trigger guard, a summer trigger guard, a flat trigger guard, and a sniper trigger guard. Yes. Some of them come down, they loop, they get real cool, fancy. They got some wide ones. They got ones that kick over the left for right-handed shooters. Parts and pieces down the road you can ask your parents for. After doing chores like mowing the lawn, dishes.
Dad said that'll never happen.
Okay, this portion right here, anybody know what it's called? The grip. The butt stock. What gun are you using? I'm ready. Let's go. This is why we don't bring parents anywhere. Grip. 9 out of 10 on an airsoft gun, the grip contains your motor. Unless you're using a gas gun, or you're using a Polar Star, or you're using a Springer. You can get so many butt stocks. There's everything from sniper to a fold over to a fold down, to a wire stock, skeleton stock, crane stocks. I can go on forever, but I'm really not going to. They have a bunch of them are 6 position. Most of y'all have 6 position. Some of them are solid, some of them are flat. It just depends on what you like, what you want to get, what makes you feel comfortable. Next portion. Anybody know what this whole upper part's called? The upper receiver. See, you're catching on. It's all right there in front of your paper. Keep up. Okay, upper receiver. Upper receiver is where all the action happens. This is in a real gun. This is where all the bang, bang, boom, boom. Please don't step in front of me goes off. Anybody know what this is called?
Barrel.
Okay, anybody know what goes over the barrel? What goes on the front of the barrel? For a
Flash hider. Outer barrel.
outer barrel. Outer barrel, flash hider, muzzle, maybe the bottom. Outer barrel for airsoft. But in real life, it's a flash hider. Okay. Top portion, what is this?
Rack.
Rail. Say again, what is it? A rail. Rack is when you go, or Iraq is people overseas, little country that you really don't want to go to, especially in December. Because you think it's hot? No, it's cold. Okay. Back here is your charging handle. Your charging handle, of course, opens up your good. Anybody know what this is?
Tech box.
Pet box. Pet box can be used for batteries, but unfortunately this one happens to be a live working laser and flashlight pet box. I'm not going to say the light's really bright, but it might be really Usually pet boxes come in with a red laser or a green laser, and they usually have about 130 lume, 140 lume flashlight. Next thing is you can get a tack light. Tack lights can be mounted on your rail systems. Anybody know what this is? Foregrips. Foregrips come in anything from angle foregrips, Nice, I'm glad somebody had one. I forgot mine at the house. You got angle foregrips, you got down foregrips, you got delta foregrips, square, round. Some of them contain batteries, some of them can have pressure switches on them. It's all how you want to modify your gun, what you feel comfortable with. So now we've gone over the whole externals. Anybody have a question? So when you're on the field, you hear something go, you'll kind of know what it is, and when you come in, you can go, oh, it might be the spring. Oh, it might be the piston. A little bit of knowledge, a little bit of equipment. Now most of you have elite forces. Awesome. And elite forces have what we call a quick change spring system. And what that means is when you come see an attack's going to love you because all I got to do is pull the spring out of the back. I don't have to open up the whole gearbox, put tension on the spring release, and pray that it doesn't go shooting across the room like the old school ones. Now, when we talk about a spring, that right there is what's going to tell you how fast you're going to be shooting. That little piece of metal is, for some reason, very cheap, the cheapest portion of your gun, and it can make it shoot from 300 FPS to 500 FPS. Or if you really want to get nasty one day and see how far you can go, I've got a Barrett 50 caliber that shoots 1,360. I've also got the strongest spring I can put in it, and I've probably busted 3 bolts with it. Don't ever go that high. 550 is limit. I just get really bad. The next thing is we have a gearbox shell. These things are usually made out of either pot metal, aluminum. When you start getting into some of the better gearboxes, like you get steel, you get cast iron. I mean, you spend some good money on these. They go anywhere from $30 up to, I think the major street is $325. And that's just for the shell. That's not for anything inside. I just saw a lot of eyes go, it gets expensive very quick. Somebody had a question.
What do you know what the KWA gearboxes are made out of?
KWA gearboxes are actually made out of aluminum, which is one of the better bets. Everybody's going to aluminum or casted metal for the reason of it's quicker, it's easier to make, you can make them faster, and you can make them with more precision. So you're not going to have any of the dropped edges. Everything's going to be exact because they can throw it on a CAD system, throw it into a mold.
Right.
There it is. I mean, it's just bam, bam, bam. And if anybody ever watched the videos, go on TokyoMarui.com. They actually show their production line over in Japan, and it is 3/4 of a mile long, where it's just making just gearboxes. They have the injection machine, the cut machine, the basic